I'd like to welcome up on stage the CEO of the Hagerbach Test Gallery, Kompatscher.
So we will present, together with our partners, the DNA of the Hagerbach, how we are set up, what we are going to do in the future.
Can you describe to the audience the Hagerbach Test Gallery in 2 sentences?
The Hagerbach Test Gallery, as the name says, is a test gallery. We are here for testing underground, and our aim is to contribute to the underground technologies to make a better use of underground space. I think that's the essence of the Hagerbach. It's the partnership with experts in all fields that we show, and you see a large variety of activities that we follow here. Now, to give this a better understanding, I welcome here on stage Erwin Scherer and Peter Krattiger. Please come and join me. Erwin Scherer is the head of the business unit tunneling at our shareholder Implenia. Peter Krattiger is the general manager of the Creabeton production and board member also of the Hagerbach Test Gallery. Erwin, as an international leading Swiss contractor, Implenia is always on the pulse of the construction sites. How helps the Hagerbach to solve site problems or problems you find on sites?
There are quite a few assets they can do for us. For example, it offers us an optimum for training our staff, not our employees, our cadres, and also they like it to be here, they enjoy this special atmosphere, and I think everyone who's been here, I think, can agree on this. It's really fantastic here, so our employees, they like it to come here. Another issue is, of course, we saw it in the short movie you showed us, we test our machinery, equipment, work on new methods, work on new to get forward, get used to it. Normally, it's not more or less most of the time not possible for us to do it on a construction site. So we can use this area here, and it's perfect, fits for us. Yeah, and also we are faced with digitalization also in our business, integrated in this, and yes, we can also do it here. And it helps us, it really helps us to run our business successfully.
Maybe, Peter, I come to you from Creabeton. You are a leading precaster here in Switzerland, and prefabrication gives one of the solutions, or in this very fast changing times, long-term planning, precise planning, logistics is very important. How do you accelerate your own innovation in Creabeton?
I think we have reached a point of no return now, where we really believe we cannot go back. We have now understood, and I think all of us know, that BIM is coming and is a big part. And we have been working together for a few years now with the Hagerbach. We have enjoyed the seminars. We have had testings here, which have been very helpful. I'm proud to be a member of the board, which is good and helpful for us too, of course.
One of our construction topics we have here is the digital twin, where we work together to tackle the new problems and to enter a learning process. Erich, change is all about and all around. How do you judge the megatrends impacting our activities in the area of innovation and training?
Megatrends, do they impact our activities? I would say yes, they do. They're still impacting activities. If we focus just on a few of them, they are such as the shortage of resources, the sustainable development, and especially the digital transformation. And here the link from the digitalization back to reality. In my opinion, innovation is the most important driver for sustainable growth of companies.
Maybe a question for you, Benedikt. You in Sika, you are doing a lot of material technology development, but material technology is not digital. Or is it how does the digitalization have an impact on your daily work, or how does it help and contribute to better material technology?
Well, yeah, material technology is a big part of having an impact on quality of works. In material technology, we have to look at our raw materials on finished products. Our construction materials are some kind of multi-component systems, and only if we know the parameters of all the working chain of the materials, we can really have a good impact on quality. So now is the question, how does digitalization could help, or is it present? And yes, it's increasingly present. Interesting technologies which are linked to digitalization, that is sensor technologies, that is also remote monitoring due to network. And here, digitalization is very important. It brings about non-destructive methods, continuous measurements, and one maybe of the most interesting one in nowadays is remote collection of data and assessment of data. Because you mentioned also the academy in the beginning and training, which we do here in Hagerbach quite a lot, for our own, for you, together with you. Here it's definitely a need for training on these topics, because you have to train and to educate people to transfer know-how, and so there's somehow the link. Just developing an innovation doesn't help when you don't have the training.
Erich, about the digital twin, how do you see this real digital, the link between the worlds in the experience we make here in Hagerbach?
The solution at the end should be that we can provide a further playground, apart from the real playground we already have with one-to-one conditions, harsh conditions, tunnel conditions, that we can link that with the digital world. So this would also create new opportunities for us, for our partners. We can expand our offerings, also in relation to training and education.
I invite Thomas from our laboratory. Can you tell us more about our laboratories here and how you try to take this responsibility?
Well, we are not only a referee, or we're not playing a game. It's our responsibility to ensure quality. And with the accreditation of our laboratory, we are able to fulfill all these high standards in order to ensure material quality.
So with this, we come directly linked to our laboratory, where our head of the laboratory is Reto Niederhauser, and our shareholder from ACCO, Marco Dürst, are expecting us. So directly over to you, Reto.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's ask directly Marco Dürst, Head of Marketing and Technology at ACCO, how they benefit from the Hagerbach Gallery in the last year.
Thanks, Reto. Development of a new product, we always start with a digital twin. So the digital twin is the one who starts first. Sometimes you're at the point where you need results from a real product, from a real test, and that's the point where we profit a lot of the experience and the fast reaction time and the consulting from the Hagerbach team.
Thank you, Reto. Thank you, Marco. Thomas, can you explain to our festival community listening to us how we try to drive innovation in such a standardized and highly regulated environment?
Yes, I brought you some slides describing a bit of the efforts. On the one side, we are aiming to reduce the massive paperwork when we are talking about test procedures and protocols. Have easy access to data environments, to copy and paste data in a very quick way, and also giving the clients a chance to have a quick sign and not using paper anymore when we are on site, for instance. A next step, talking about the future, is something we have in mind, talking about our interface to the clients. I was talking about client demand. Nowadays, it's a lot of the work is done by downloading something, but in the future, we want to have a more digital approach using offer and also our electronic protocols in an approved way, and also giving them back our results in a digital way. For instance, in this last point I mentioned, talking about smart contracts using blockchain technology. So this is really something when I'm talking about the next 50 years, for instance. So really having the linking point via our website, something we have in mind there.
One business unit we did not yet talk about, but we experienced this today, be it here, but all the preparations were done together with this business unit. It's gastronomy and events. So these are our 3 business units here in Hagerbach. It's innovation and training, it's the construction materials laboratory, it's gastronomy and events. And already this shows the heterogeneity of our daily activities, of our daily work. But I guess you also want to know a bit in what direction we want to go, where we see the further development, the future. What is the vision of Hagerbach? I think the essential thing here is still, as we started, it's testing. We are the testing gallery. We are the Versuchsstollen, how you say in German. It's testing and learning. One point I would like to stress, where we started in the last couple of years, it's prototyping. Prototyping and demonstrating that we have not just ideas, but that we implement them and learn on these prototypes. This is something new where we try with all of our partners to go new ways. And we have the test site, the test bed here, to tackle these new topics or challenges together. So I think this is a bit on the core, and it's across discipline. It's not anymore just this one activity, but we see many different experts, informatics, ITC, security, safety aspects. Everything comes together. And Hagerbach is the best place to demonstrate, to show, and also to bring this across. So it's not just the training, but also to get the experience, to live it, to learn about it. But the key element, and this is what I tried to point out with this journey that we had, is partnership. It's our partners that made of the Hagerbach what it is. It's about sustainability. It's the opening of a first innovation room, inspiration room that we will show you now. It's about underground farming. And we try to tackle one of the sustainable development goals, zero hunger. Now this inspiration room will be introduced directly by our president of the Hagerbach Gallery, Mr. Felix Amberg. I will give directly over to Felix that you can explain about this idea of the inspiration room. Please.
Unconventional environment. And such an environment triggers new, creative and inspiring ideas. Us, from Hagerbach, we want to stimulate and foster the development of such ideas. It becomes evident that we have to feed the world with sufficient food. And we are convinced that underground space, underground green farming can contribute to the food production of the world. Let's face the fact. Today, we have 8, maybe soon 9 billion of people living on that planet, most of them in urban areas. And simultaneously, we see a permanent loss of arable land. So we have to increase the production of food, and we think with underground green farming, we could contribute to that food production. The Scout consortium built a prototype, which you can see here in the rear of that cavern. You see the 2 pools for the fish. You see the pumps and the filters, and behind that white wall, there is the vegetable production. Elon Musk and NASA declared that by 2030, they want to build the first settlement on the moon or on Mars. It is clear that for such a purpose, you need food production up there. Food production which must be circular, sustainable, and underground. So by developing technologies to produce food on the Mars or on the moon, this means these technologies later on can also be used for sustainable, circular, underground food production here on the Earth. So it's a very crazy idea, you may think, but we reach out to the outer space in order to win knowledge on how to do things on Earth.
Thank you, Felix. So the inspiration room is open.
Wow, that was stunning. Great. So, Michael, my question to you is, how does this journey now continue? The goal is a better future for tomorrow.
Well, at the end, it maybe sounds idealistic or philosophical, so, but yeah, so simple as it is, we want to make a clear contribution to a better world. Yes.